will not be felt for another 3,000 years.
That's a very long time outside of heaven. But if the Cow Devils were to win and were to take over the world of men, what would that world be like in 3,000 years' time?
It is our expectation that the Earth will be stripped of its natural resources in the worship of profit, and that billions of lives will be lost through poverty, famine, and war. The Cow Devils aim to achieve absolute and permanent control of the world of men in 3,000 years' time. And their ultimate goal is the conquest and perpetual rule of heaven itself. So, Blue Dragon, now that you know what the result could be for both heaven and earth, will you and your brothers not help us to prevent that dreadful outcome?
It will be as the Lady Sayobo wishes it to be.
So, the Blue Dragon has been awakened, and sooner than we predicted.
Very much sooner.
Which is a pity, because it ruins our plans of taking the Dragon Brothers to the Ryusenkyo Monastery for more spiritual training, although Blue Dragon already has the ability to soar to that.
I don't agree. The brothers may have learned how to become dragons, but they still lack the spirit necessary to retain that form for any length of time.
Look there, the Blue Brother has taken on his dragon shape, but is still applying the will and reasoning of a man. See how he's trying to get a message to his brothers, even though he has not yet fully mastered that ability.
And his brothers aren't yet enlightened enough to be able to receive this message. Shall we help them out?
I don't think it'll do any harm.
Come on, then. Let us use the Black Dragon as is our custom.
It looks like every cop in Tokyo has been called out.
Yeah, well, a dangerous bunch of terrorists have gotten into the Prime Minister's office and are holding him hostage.
Huh? Amaru?
What's the matter, Amaru? Speak to us!
Amaru!
Huh? Wow.
Hajime is here. I can see him quite clearly. He's definitely here with us.
Amaru, wake up! Wake up, Amaru!
Amaru, watch out!
Suzuku, take his other arm. You can really see something. There's something there, I promise you.
Where are we?
We're floating in the sky. Look, there's the ocean down below.
I don't get it. Those ships shouldn't be up here. What's Hajime been doing? That's really weird.
You wouldn't by any chance know what's going on, would you?
It's Hajime. Hajime's trying to get through to them, to tell them something.
Hajime's trying to get through to them?
Oh.
I guess you two must be used to sneaking your way out.
That's most unfair. Everyone's knocking politicians these days. It's the beginning of the end when people lose respect for their leaders.
You should have thought of that before you started using your positions as a means of filling your pockets.
Mitsushi, it's important for us to find out which military airplane can travel the furthest distance.
That's not difficult. That would be the C-130, a real beaut of a plane. Oh, he can fly 4,000 kilometers on just one tank. But tell me, are you guys planning to leave the country?
No, but we're going to go and find Hajime.
Hajime needs us. We must go. He called us.
Well, if you have to go, you have to go. And who are we to stop such a determined group of youngsters? Take a C-130, take a Phantom, take whatever plane you choose. But isn't it high time you got going?
Yes, it is. And guess what, Mr. Prime Minister? You're coming right along with us.
He's your best bet.
I don't think you quite understand. You're both coming along.
I suggest just one. You don't want to encumber yourselves, and he'll make a much better hostage.
Hey, you're the one who's going to make a good hostage,
well,
Prime
no,
Minister.
you're far better at sacrificing yourself than I am.
But as you've always grabbed the limelight, it's only right that you should be the hostage and get all the publicity.
Am I right in thinking you're accusing me of being a publicity seeker?
That's enough, you two. Now calm down. And there's no point in arguing because you're both going to make good hostages. What about you, Shinkai? What are you going to do?
What else is there to do? There's no way you're leaving me behind. And what about you, old buddy?
Well, folks, as I'm already on the run, I may as well just keep on running.
And the same goes for me, because it's hard to hit a moving target, and I just love being in the company of a pretty girl.
So, the fourth dragon has risen at last.
And we can state with some satisfaction that our work is finished. Yes, and there's not much that men can do against dragons. It'll be up to his lordship now to sort things out.
By the way, all our evidence points to the fact that Forrester isn't turning out to be presidential material at all.
Well, gentlemen, may I suggest we consider making Senator Wingfield the next president?
Damn, they won't answer the phone. Just what the hell do they think they're doing?
Well, it looks to me as if you've been dumped.
What? And what makes you so cool, Vincent? Is it because you'll always stay in your job as secret supremo of the White House, no matter who becomes president? Because only the poor suckers in the street think they choose the president, when the real fact is, if the president doesn't dance to the Four Sisters tune, then he's out.
You still have a chance, Mr. President. You can shoot down the Dragon and the USS Dynasty before it makes its entry into Russian airspace. I'd suggest you use the master satellite in the offense system.
You mean to say you're seriously suggesting that we use Scarlet?
Yes, I am. The Four Sisters will be sure to reward the president's decisiveness.
That's all very well for you to say, but you're not carrying the can. If we do as you suggest, the whole world will know about our offense satellite, which we were supposed to have scrapped years ago.
What an unexpected outcome, Blue Dragon. Who'd have thought that we'd end up floating in the heavens together? I think this is the end for me, so I hope you don't mind if I talk a little and pass away the time with you. You probably already know that I am part Japanese, that I have Japanese blood in me, but are you aware of how much I detest that part of me? And would you like to know why that is? Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. My grandmother went to Manchuria during the war. After the Japanese lost, the Canton Army abandoned the civilians and escaped from the Chinese mainland. My grandmother was raped by a Russian soldier. She became pregnant and gave birth to my mother. Japanese society wouldn't accept a mixed-race child in those days, so my grandmother took her daughter to America. My mother was saved by America, the home of the free. She married an American, and then I was born. I've hated Japan all my life and was determined to take revenge on the country that had abandoned my mother and grandmother. I wanted to make Japan suffer for its past cruelty and callousness, and I thought it would be ironic to use a dragon, symbol of all that is good and wise, to get my revenge on Japan and its society of unbridled, insatiable, craven consumers.
Look out for a very large, unidentified flying object above the sea to the east.
My God, what the hell is that? Could it be some kind of spaceship?